So yeah, it's beach PE now, and it's just. I think the kids are used to a little more like easy come, easy go,
Yeah.
and now we're like, we're training,
Structured.
we're here to get good, and some kids are like, I don't know, I'm here to just kind of toss around. But if they have a viable excuse, like there's they all play indoors, really just give us a good excuse, and we'll mark you as here, and then
Yeah.
I had one kid be like, hey coach, I'm gonna be at lacrosse, so can you just mark me as here? And I'm like, I think that's up to your lacrosse coach because you're not here. I won't be doing that. I didn't tell him that. He's just gonna have to figure it out himself.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, you should put in the attendance rate so they know, and I'm like, but that's a really soft
Yeah.
like way to figure it out. And I'm like, no, at the end of the season they can figure out that they failed out, I guess. Yeah.
So you were coaching the Mira Costa Beach team that has since become just a gym class option.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it was so like this boys season was like 1 month, so like every weekend,
Okay.
and then it stopped. It like literally we were like just getting into it, getting going. We had like 75 kids, and then it was like, okay, season's over.
And wait, like no, who do you play anyway? Like, do other high schools?
Yeah,
have teams?
there's a bunch. They have some really good ones. Like most of the South Bay has schools that do it. Inland, not so much, I don't think. Because it was like just some of the like the varsity was the only one that's done like a dual,
Okay.
and then everyone else it was like free for all. So like we were entering as many kids as we could,
Right.
because then if they won their pool, they got to like the tournament of champions.
Okay.
But then apparently last year they did really good, and so they structured it so that we couldn't have every single kid.
Yeah.
And then it went into like playoffs, and so like Santa Barbara came down, so like Ford
Okay.
was there.
Yeah.
He was playing with like this guy that's like, I think he's like 6'10" or something,
Jeez.
and we got to play them.
6'10" high school kid.
He was huge. I don't know, might be blown out of proportion, but he was
Well, great. I mean, Kiva's on track.
yeah, well, that's the thing, because we went trick-or-treating, right? Mm-hmm. And people were like, because he's so big, well, we dressed him up as a unicorn, and a lot of people were like, oh, she's, and we're like, well, he is a he.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, because he was so big, expecting him to be able to talk, but he like was just spacing out and staring at like the skeletons he loves. I don't know what it was. He has like a hardwood skull at home
Yeah.
with like the Dia de los Muertes. I don't know, my Spanish ain't great, but he's got that.
Dia de los Muertes.
Yeah, and he's like
you go.
cutting about the house, just like kissing this skull, and we're like, cool, man. And my mum and dad got him like a little plush like skeleton, and that's his favorite one at night. And you can see on the baby monitor, you know, like the white shows up,
Yeah.
and you're like, dude. But so he loved last night.
That's so funny.
Like all the scary stuff, all the skeletons. He's like,
Yeah.
that's a piece of me. And he's dressed as like a rainbow unicorn.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you just go like up and down the walk streets in Hermosa?
Oh, we went to Manhattan because we like to pretend we're bougie. So we went there, and we were kind of like, it was so busy that we were like, and it was near bedtime, so we like did a quick up and down, and then there was one house he was like infatuated with.
Yeah.
He just stared at it, and then we were like, all right, let's go home.
Dude, people get into Halloween out here.
Big time.
It was pretty fun because we took Austin around just after dinner. We always take him for kind of a sunset walk.
Yeah.
And so we just walked him around, and I was like, people, they're Halloween people out here.
Yes. Well, I can't remember the last time we really did Halloween. Like I did Halloween. I think it was like an initiation, a welcoming party. A welcoming party to our volleyball team back in the UK. But that was like a set theme, so it was really easy.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's what I was telling Delaney because we ran into Bill and Kelly Kalinsky,
Yeah.
who they were biking, and they weren't dressed up. They were just sort of biking up and down and seeing everything. And I was like, Halloween is a great college people holiday,
yeah.
and it's great for little kids. Like once you become a parent, then it comes back.
on the
But
cards.
the space in between, it's a little weird.
I don't know. I feel like people in Hermosa do it, like, because we went past and it was like a bunch of people like going out, and I was like, but like, nah. I'm like,
Yeah, it's not for me.
nah.
And Miles Partain was so funny because we were asking him because he was over for dinner, and we were like, "Are you a Halloween guy?" He goes, "I'm not really into the dead thing." I was like, "That's a good answer."
That's fair. Yeah. You don't have to dress up with something dead though.
That's true.
But yeah, no, it was good. It went smoother than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
He was not chuffed about putting on the unicorn outfit.
Who chose the rainbow unicorn?
I think I did. Well, Target did.
Okay.
We went in and we were like, we need something. We need something. And then I'm like walking about and I'm like, a unicorn, Scottish national animal. This is good. And it fit him.
Wait, that's the Scottish national animal?
Oh yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's as real as a bald eagle. Yeah. 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 So he was a unicorn, and because my mom and dad bought him a kilt, like a little mini kilt. So we put the kilt on him. Kilt kind of no one really got, so we just took it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was a little Scottish national animal.
That's so
for
funny.
Halloween. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was good. Like for us, I'm like, that's really smart, and everyone else is just like, it's a unicorn, and I'm like, perfect. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was good.
How was it? So Kiva was born like How old's Kiva now?
He was born in May.
In May of 22.
22.
Okay, so you've been a dad through 2 seasons now.
Yeah, well, it was like halfway through the first.
Yeah.
He's 17 months now. It wasn't really halfway through the first. It felt because I wasn't. It was like it felt like halfway through the first.
Yeah.
Like the first one. What did I do? I think 5 days after he was born, I played a CBV in Hermosa.
Okay.
And Courtney, like that was the first day I think I was like really away, and Courtney ended up in ER.
Oh man.
I can't remember what she did, but her tongue had swollen.
Oh.
And so she didn't want to phone me because she was a professional athlete as well.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's playing like nothing distract. Like she's really good at that. Like it's like almost it's work, so she gets it. Yeah. And then I'm like, hey, we won, and she's like, and I'm like, what? She's like, and I'm like, I don't. And then her mom was like on the phone, and she was in ER. She had to go. She had to take Kiva as well because like they were still nursing and stuff. And so her tongue is swollen. And it was a nuts way to end. Because I was like, yeah,
right.
Like this was a fun day. I had a beer, and I was like, yeah, I won a tournament. I have a baby. This was so much fun. And I was like, my wife's in ER. Like we gotta go. And then it was like a nuts night because it was like just like. Thankfully, her mom was down. It was crazy. And then the next one was pretty quickly after was like Denver.
Okay. And you did Denver with Logan.
And we finished, I think third. Yeah. Because we were all tasseled up that year.
Right, I remember that.
And that was a bunch of fun. And then I decided that I wasn't going to go home in between Denver and Wapaka.
Okay.
Because I was like, I got to save some money.
Right.
And I was playing with Max Martin. And I was like, here we like this is gonna be a really good tournament. Like I finished third, this is gonna be another good one. I went 0-2, and I've never been like homesick. And I was like, I gotta get home. Yeah. Like as soon as we were done, I gotta get home. And I apologized to Matt. I've never apologized to anyone ever about like performance, like because like it is what it is. Right. It got to the end, then I was like, Max, I'm so sorry. Like I am so sorry. And like I just apologized for like 5 minutes straight. Yeah. Like totally felt like I'd let him down. Like his family was there. He's got a little one as well. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I've let you down, so I'm so sorry. And then I paid like $600 to fly out that day. It was
so much for saving money.
So much, but it was like I gotta get home.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
That's how I was. Gosh, Austin was born right after New Orleans. And then I don't know what other tournaments I flew out to, but I just remember like as soon as I was out, I was like, yeah, I gotta go.
I want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Because I think there was only really one tournament. It was Atlantic City. I played with James, and we lost in the round to get in. It was like the one where there was like a ton of money, so everybody showed up.
That was like AVP Next Gold. Like
yeah, and it was like
precursor to the tour series.
And everybody was like, a whole selection of really good guys were there, and that was the only one I was like, hey, Court, I'm gonna stay. Like I'm not good, and I need to like watch people, like to like learn. And that was the only one. And like ever since then, ever since I had Kiva, like I'm like, I could stay and watch, but like I gotta get home. And then just like I drop everything. I'm like, I'll figure this out. I gotta get home somehow. So that was kind of like a big change because like I don't love watching volleyball, but it's like more like learning and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's like I don't need this. I'm going.
Get home.
Gotta go home. I want to go see the baby.
Yeah, it changes so much. And it's funny because you get home. and you're like, he's asleep.
Yeah.
But you'd rather be nowhere else.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just gonna watch my kid sleep.
Wait, your kid was asleep?
Not overnight, I can promise you that.
He's asleep? What? Just staring at him like, this is what it looks like. Yeah, because that was like, we have a glider, and it's like the best thing we got, because there'd be at night, like Corny would get some sleep. Yeah. I'd have him seated, holding his chest, patting his back, and rocking, and I'd like doze off. And it'd be like straight back up. But it was like that was the only way I could get him to sleep for the longest time.
The only way I can do it, I'll take him to walk in the carrier, and it could be 2 a.m, and he's fussing, and I'm like, it's all I got. It's my only move.
Yeah. Yeah, there was the carrier was my play for a long time. I one time I got like really bad. Like Corey and I, like looking back, we were both like got to like really horrific places. And at one point, I remember walking in the bedroom, with the white noise on, basically torturing myself. And I did like, I think 210 laps of our bedroom. It's kind of small as well, and I just remember like pacing up and down, like wondering if I was wearing out the carpet, like, and I was just like, he's asleep and I'm going to do this until he wakes up.
Yeah.
And if it's like 4 hours, I'll do it for 4 hours. Because like Courtney had been like, I don't know if she'd slept that night, and it was horrific.
Yeah.
But like looking back, we're like, maybe he was a sleepy baby, because now it's like he's getting better, and we're like, how did we get through that? Like, it's insane to look back at.
Dude, it's I need Delaney to call Courtney, because Austin just doesn't sleep overnight anymore. Just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It'll be like, I was telling you, he's up every like 45 minutes, and she's like, we're doing something wrong. I was like, well, I just talked to Betsy. Cora's never been a great sleeper. I know Kiva hasn't always been a great sleeper.
It was like because I spoke to her a little bit about like some of the stuff we did. We waited a little while to do any like sleep stuff for them, because we could do it, but then like we're here and we don't really need to, and he's too young for it to like really kind of cotton on. So we waited a long time, and then we eventually did it, and then he kind of was like, all right, like this is how I sleep. And so at night now he's like really solid to like put himself to sleep, but it took a while, like 2-3 weeks of like, this is how it looks, and like this is what goes through. But daytime's still a little tough. He needs like a little help to go to sleep. But yeah, man, like in the thick of it was like, it was like, quick, get to sleep. We have half an hour. Let's go.
Yeah. And that's hard, because like, I mean, sleep is paramount to recovery.
Yeah.
And also just mental acuity to do things.
Yeah.
But I mean, your play never really showed any worse for the wear on the exterior. I'm sure on the interior, a lot of times you probably looked at it and you're like, I don't know about this one.
I mean, that's all Courtney though. Like she, so like even we went to Laguna, and in Laguna, Side Out hooked us up with a hotel down there, and I was like, oh, perfect. Like we don't have to travel. They can be there. It'll be really nice. And then the first night I didn't sleep great, so Courtney kicked me out. She was like, go sleep, like, because Alex Uckelberg was down. He had with his family, and they had a place, and she was like, go sleep there, you'll get a full night's sleep. And she's been amazing at being like, it's like tomorrow matters, so like I've got this.
Yeah. And
that's probably why, like, because otherwise, like most of the time it's been like, because in was it New Orleans we decided to go, like all of us together.
Yeah. And you played with D-Lee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like we did good, I think. I don't know where we finished, but we did. I didn't.
Ninth?
I don't know. I know I won one game at least.
Okay.
So it was a good day. He got down. It's like always the first day when we travel, he doesn't sleep great.
Okay.
And Courtney's just like, I got this. It's just like, it sucks for her a little, but she's like, I got this. And then like when I can, I help out. And then in Chicago, he did the same kind of thing. And she kind of was like, one of the first night in Chicago, she was like, it was nuts. I don't know if she slept.
Well, and the time change is tough. I mean, the time change is tough enough for adults.
Yeah. Yeah, but
throw it on an infant.
Yeah, that's true. And he like, just, I don't know what it is. Like the first night anywhere, we don't really know what it is, but like we need to get one of those slumber pods. Like we were talking to Chase and Jess about it.
Yeah.
They have a slumber pod, but we kind of just been like, all right, like let's see how it goes. But yeah, definitely the being able to sleep has been Courtney's doing.
Yeah.
She would be more angry if I slept bad and then didn't perform than
Right.
her spending a whole night awake and
Yeah.
and then performing. So
Because like you said, it's your job.
yeah.
And it's, obviously prize money isn't, you can't live off of it, but you win Laguna, it's a lot better than getting a ninth in Laguna.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that's definitely on her, not me being smart. Because yeah, definitely her.
How was Laguna though? Because I missed out. I was in Mexico.
Yeah. Which I'm happy you weren't there. Yeah, it's good. One less person. It was good. I mean, I really liked Laguna. Like, what was, I feel like one of my first wins. Like, or yeah, I think that was like the first. Was that the first one I kind of won? That was like a bigger deal.
So I feel like you win a lot of tournaments. Like you win a lot of CBVAs and stuff.
I did, not this year.
Well, you probably didn't play in a whole lot.
I played in a fair amount. I think I played maybe four or five.
Okay.
I don't know what it was this year. I just couldn't break out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a little run last year. I think my most favoriteest wins was winning a CBVA in Manhattan with Stafford,
That's cool.
and then on the Sunday going to win another Open CBVA up in Santa Barbara.
With Avery?
I don't know if that one. I think that one was with the Earl that weekend, because I did win with Avery as well. But hey, I don't think it's me performing. I think it's my recruitment skills. I'm practicing for like a good recruiting job at college.
Dude, that's what Delaney always says. The number one life skill is partner selection.
Yeah, I think, and like, I mean, we just rattled off Stafford, Avery, and Earl. Like
Earl, secret weapon. If you guys haven't watched Earl or heard of Earl, he's amazing.
Tell him to get out a PT school. Yeah, I just managed to recruit. I mean, Stafford, what a pickup.
Yeah.
Hey, Stafford, come play CBVA.
happen? Did you and Stafford know each other?
No, I don't actually know how it happened. I think the only time I'd seen them was they were playing like a fours tournament, 2nd Street, 8th Street, somewhere around there, and I seen him, and I was like, because that was back, I was like, oh hey man, and he totally ignored me, and I was like, that's about right. He doesn't know who I am. Why would he say hi? And then I don't know how I ended up playing with him.
Well, I remember the first time we ever practiced together, it was us two at Marine Street against Billy and Stafford, and Mayer was running it. And this was in like late 2020, maybe early 21. And Mayer pulls me aside after, and he's like, "You need to keep him." I was like, "There's nothing to play though." So that was the year I went overseas with A-Rob, and then I've been trying to play with you ever since.
Yeah, I mean, because I've trained with John a few times, and every time I go, he tries to kill us. And I was training with D. Lee, who hadn't trained, and we trained against, that was Andy and Billy that year, and they just come back from Atlanta, so they were like on all cylinders.
Yeah,
and they were getting ready to go somewhere, and we had like, I think it was like 5 seconds or 7 seconds after the point dies.
Yep.
And me and D. Lee are like, just underarm serve it as high as you can. We're both like, he's like, Sean, go block. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll try. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I can't remember how I met Stafford, but again, just recruitment skills.
And then you got Cody.
I got Cody.
Cody's a fun one.
How did that come about? I can't. That was it. So I didn't qualify for Hermosa.
Okay.
And I started freaking out because I'm like, if I want to maintain my points for next year, I need to go, because the card I'd played last year with Logan was, I'll go play tour. That'll get me points to kind of build the stepping stone. But the points got reduced for tour this year. So I was like, I didn't get in Hermosa. I need someone. I was like, Cody's playing a bunch. He didn't get in. I'll ask him. And that's kind of how that happened.
And you and Jake played Denver.
Yeah, Jake and I played Denver. Okay. But did Jake get into Hermosa?
Well, Denver was for Atlanta. Jake. Maybe.
I can't remember.
What was their Hermosa qualifier? Virginia.
Don't even know. Virginia.
Virginia.
We played Virginia. Jake and I played Virginia. We didn't get in.
And you guys got screwed for winning pool.
Yeah, we did. We got Brian Miller on his best day ever.
Yeah.
He went off. And then Bryce, to be fair, just carved me up as well.
He can do that.
I mean, I don't play defense, so it was easy. But I just stand in the backcourt and look at my blocker being like...
Also, your shirt, phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you guys can't see it, and those of you just listening, it's the Anti-Defense Club.
Yeah. That was actually Lisa Dietrich's idea, this.
Really?
And I got it printed up.
Okay.
And I just put some on sale today. So.
It's just a riff of the Anti-Social Club, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I was like, in Laguna, it was actually Alex Biz came up and he was like, yo, like, you're doing what everyone else is doing. There was like 3 other like shirts the exact same. And
Really?
I thought it was really smart, but
You're the first that I've seen.
there was like,
riff off that.
yeah. All right. So it was only me. Yeah.
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 You're the
Yeah,
original.
it was only me. Yeah, so Cody and I did Wapaka. Maybe Jake didn't get Hermosa. But I thought he couldn't go to Wapaka because he had something on. I don't know, that was like, and then he was playing Atlanta with Cody,
Yeah.
like the week after Hermosa or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was all, and then so we went to Wapaka and then we did really good.
No kidding. Didn't lose a set. That's it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't actually know that, but it was.
You guys smashed people.
Yeah, it was a good.
A little better than Wapaka.
I think that was kind of what was in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, I'm not traveling all the way there to go be bad again.
Yeah.
But then I did also feel bad because I was like, if Max sees me playing this year, and then, but yeah, no, it was good. I mean, yeah, Cody kind of took over. It was great.
He does that.
Yeah.
He had a huge year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I feel like I kind of pushed him up to most improved, so. Because I thought I was going to get rookie, because I didn't think the tours counted.
To me, they don't. My definition of a rookie is if you've made 3 Pro or Gold Series main draws.
That was me and Alisson. We should have been fighting off for it.
I waved off Allison.
Nah, Alisson should. Nah, he's an AVP rookie.
No. I was like,
For the same reason, Miles and Andy don't get held to the accountability because he had a really good FIVB year.
I was actually, before I came here, I was talking to Delaney because I'm working with Anouk and Will Hoey on doing the international awards. And I was like, this is my definition of what a rookie is. 3 Challenger Elite main draws in a year, which would mean that Miles and Andy used their Rookie of the Year last year.
Tough.
3 in a row. In 3 weeks. So I told Delaney, I was like, is that
Four.
that a Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, so I thought I was going to be in the running for rookie, so I didn't mind Cody being most improved and trying to help him get there. But now, looking back, I should have helped him lose a little more.
That's tough because you're kind of tethered together.
Yeah.
Because you guys, I think, were by far the most improved.
Yeah.
I gave it to Cody because he had the third.
Yeah, he had
in
to,
New Orleans, third in Miami.
Yeah, he had
which is pretty significant.
just a series of thirds.
Yeah.
And then,
And he won Wapaka and Laguna with you.
yeah, and then a third in Manhattan as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were awesome.
Yeah, that semifinal was great. That was such a good game by us.
Of course, that's what you bring up.
21-6. Me and him were on the bench, and we're just like, but we were both like, yeah, I mean, I was like looking back, like talking about like being tired and that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get off the sand until like 8:30 the day before.
Right. And you guys have played what, 4? Was it 4 matches the day before?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you had to beat Alisson, and you had to beat Phil.
Yeah, and
You just beat 2 of the greatest blockers, the Mount Rushmore of blockers, right there.
I know.
It's a pretty good day.
Pretty epic day, and like the Phil game was like right at sunset, and that was there's some like really good shots as well, like the pier with the sun and stuff. That was a good one. Yeah, fun day.
So you guys, I mean, what did you do last year? Because you won Panama City, but you didn't get to play that main draw, right?
I qualified for every main draw, apart from one of them.
But how many did you play?
None.
You didn't play any?
Did I? No, at the end of the year, did I play? Oh, I played one. I played Florida at the end of the year with Logan.
Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that was like kind of
That
like
was your plan.
yeah, that was my like I was like, well, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't have the points. I can draw a big blocker that's going to do all the work for me. Yeah, let's do that. And so that was my
Yeah.
and it
Damn.
worked.
I should have. That's an oversight by me. I thought you would have used your rookie of the year last year.
No, I only played. I don't think I only played one. No. Did I get into? Oh no, I got into Manhattan as well because I played with Noah.
That's
So
right.
I got 2 main draws.
Yeah.
2 main draws.
And you guys got just such a shit draw.
Well, we started we played Jake and Hagen. We'd played Jake and Hagen, or like I'd played Jake and Hagen that year. Like I feel like almost every event, and like we're pretty close as well.
Right.
And like Lisa and Courtney, like we're all friends, and so it's like it's pretty tough, like because they're texting one another, and it's like back and forth, and like they were epic games. And then so we started that game. Noah had been in Seaside, and driven back. So we trained the day before for like an hour.
That's not a short drive either.
No.
That's like 18 hours
I don't.
at least.
So yeah, and then so we're like, all right, like cool. And he was like, we split blocking. I was like, hell no, you're blocking. I'm not a blocker. And then we trained for like an hour, just did like a little serve receive, and then we showed up to that first game. I think both sets we go up like big, like +7 points, and then we just like crumble. And then it comes out that like Rick, Cervantes, and Jonas Seif had beaten Paul and Miles, who just won Atlanta.
Right.
And then we're just like, what? Like, I mean, I've played Rick and Jonah before as well, and they're a pretty brutal team to play.
Right.
Because Rick carves me up, and then Jonah's really big.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn. And I was like, it's on Stadium, so like kind of like, you know, who knows?
Right.
And then Noah and I were just like, all right, we're like underdogs. Let's just do it. Let's see what we can get. And we
played well.
We had game point as well. Like we won the first set, and then Paul went on a run of like serve. He aced us. Like he basically like went middle out, and it was like 4 or 5 in a row in the second set. So they won the second, and then the third was like back and forth, and we each had opportunities. We just couldn't close out. I did get waste management of the serve on old man Paul though, so on Coach Paul. So, and I have that saved actually. Him just eating sand off his left shoulder.
That's funny.
But that was a good tournament, and then yeah, that was that main draw, and then Florida because it just got thrown in last minute,
Right.
and then Hayden was playing with Try, and so Logan needed a guy, and then we managed to. Fifth, yeah. I played really bad in the third set, or I think it was the third set against Dave and Rafu. I played really bad.
Okay. That was your first rounder?
No, that was the
like ninth place?
The one from to fifth to third. I don't know. Whatever it is.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, the quarters.
Got it.
I played really bad, and then we were done. But I was pretty happy with. Like we played some like another sunset game against Avery and Chase. That was like an absolute battle.
Yeah.
But that was a good one as well. Yeah.
The sunset ones are fun.
Sunset ones are cool.
Favorite. Yeah.
The problem is though, like it feels like at the end, like you're like let's get this game done, because like if you end up on one side, you're like where is that
see.
ball?
Yeah.
But that one was good. I mean, I think that one had some floodlights, but New Orleans was cool. The night ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was kind of cool, but kind of.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Because like I'm actually really impressed that the AVP was still able to run matches. Because when it happened,
it was.
Dude, we're doing games of 28, no question.
Well, yeah, that was because our game against Jake and Ian had been like paused. And then Jake Urrutia is all like, "Oh, we start from the start," and I'm like, "Nah, man, we're
of course you would say
we're up like 16-10 in the second, like we're taking this." And he's like going back and forth, and I'm like, "No way!" So then we warm up for like 40 minutes, and then the game was done within I think like 10 minutes, and then we pretty quickly into playing Logan and Evan. And that was, I think I messed up. Like on first one, it's like really tight, and then D passes, and I come in, and I'm going for like a pokey over, and I just see Logan's hands coming. I kind of got to try and set this, and it's like a little crappy little overset. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I suck. I kind of messed D up on that one. But it was a good game. I think it was like 19-20 we lost.
Yeah.
And again, like, I don't think I was really meant to play in that one because like my points were like right in the fringes. But yeah, it was good. I like the night games. The night games are good.
They're fun.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, like, I mean, me and Avery played. We were warming up for a match. It was supposed to be like 2:00, and we played Jake Landell and Dentler at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
It was a funny day.
Yeah, it was so late. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy they managed to do anything with those courts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were crazy conditions. The tough part was, so our match ends at like 11:15, and we were supposed to be on the court playing, I think it's 7 a.m. the next day.
That's the part I don't get. Like,
But then they ended up, like, the courts were unplayable at that time, so they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to push it to 8. And we were like, that'd
Brilliant.
be a good hour of sleep.
yeah. Well, that was like the semi-final this year in Manhattan. Like, I think that's why we sucked so bad. Is like we just
turnaround.
we had such a big day.
Yeah.
And then it's like 8:20, 8:30 at night. I jump in the water. I almost die. Like, I got caught in a wave, and I just start, like, both my legs cramped up, and I was like, I'm gonna die happy. So this is cool. And I was like stuck, and I'm like, just like you know, like stuck. And I was like, oh wow. And then I managed to like drag myself home, and it's like pass out. I fell asleep with like recovery legs on.
Yeah.
Like, I ate anything I could, and it's like get back to the course, and we're like, we messed our warm. I think our warm up was like just straight serve receive. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. And we just got decimated.
The first set was okay for a bit.
Yeah, sure. I mean, no, it wasn't. We lost 21-13.
Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was like
no,
15.
Okay, well, 15.
But I thought the tech, because I was watching, because me and Delaney were trying to time it, because we were going to catch the end of your match and then be there for Zana's.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, okay, we should get there towards like middle of the second set. And
Let's go.
and then Zana was like, almost, it was like her match was starting. We were like, what happened?
Yeah,
and I looked at the score, and I couldn't believe it.
I got roofed so many times. I was just like, I need to pad out Theo's stats, you know. He's let me train with him a few times this year. I'll try and make him look good, you
Gentlemanly of you.
Yeah. And then, at the end, we're in serve receive, and Theo goes, hey boys, is it okay if Trevor skyballs? And we're Cody and I are like, what you mean? And he's like, well, Trevor's asking. And I was like, it's a little more disrespectful that you're asking us. Like, we're that bad. And he's like just shrugs, and he's like, you know, Trevor's a nice guy. And I'm like, this was worse. And then skyball, and then like Cody goes off chasing it, and I thought it was out, but I was like, are we playing it no matter what anyway? Because like, we've lost. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. 21-6 or 26 is a big deficit.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just,
You know, the event that you would love is the Vancouver Open.
I was thinking about trying to go. I got asked by, I think it's Curtis Stockton. He's a big lefty.
Okay.
From up that way. He asked, and I was trying to figure it out, but I was just like, I just couldn't fit it in with like coaching and training and baby. It just was like,
yeah, because it's you would love the vibe, and the crowd is so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they would love you. And then they have, I mean, etiquette, skyball, and set and match point. Have to play it pretty much.
damn, I'd lose that point every time.
Yeah, but
My
you just
skyballs are the
accept
worst. Yeah, you'd be like, all right, well,
I mean, Kamer's Canadian. He probably lost every skyball point ever.
tough. Yeah. Yeah, no, because it looks amazing as well, like where it is and stuff. I think
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that one's definitely on the list to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But you mentioned, so you and Cody, to me, were most improved, and that was like runaway, you two. And you mentioned that you thought that you had been most improved. What about your game do you think improved from 22 to 23?
I just like consistency. I think I'm just doing being able to do it again and again and again. I think was the difference. Like, because there was every so often I could do something, and I was like, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But then it was like, if I got asked to do it again, I'd be like, nah, man. Like that was just crazy lucky, but now I can string 2 lucky points together. So that's I mean, that's a pretty solid 1 to 2. That's big. Yeah, I think that's probably it. And just like I feel like I played with Jake and Cody this year, and like the systems we were running fit a little better because like I'm starting to be like, okay, this is like how I kind of want to play with like a little more tempo. And like Jake and I were like working on jump setting and stuff, and we were training pretty hard at it, and it was going pretty good. And then it just like in training we were doing amazing, like it was so good. And then we'd come to tournaments, and I don't know what it was. We were just missing that like, you know, like little thing. So after one of the tournaments we spoke about it, and we're just like yeah, we're just whatever it is, just
not working.
All right.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but we just recently trained again together, and like because it's the end of season, we're like getting out and stuff, and there's no hard feelings about it. It's just it just was that little thing was just yeah.
Well, I feel like you and Cody, because you and Jake, I mean, you were going like 10 out of 10 jump set tempo, crazy stuff, and then you and Cody, it was more like a 6. There's a little bit. You and Cody didn't really give away points, whereas you and Jake, like you'd have like an open net, but the set would have been like over the net or something goofy would have happened.
Yeah, I think for Jake and I, it's because we were training so much. We were like kind of like, you know, like Andy and Miles were like, okay, like we're gonna live and die by this. We're gonna go, and we were training so much that I like felt pretty confident in it, and it was like it's gonna like when this clicks, it's gonna click.
Yeah,
but it just never really. I don't even know if it was that part. It was more just like he'd go on and I'd be like somewhere else, and then I'd be on, and it just like we just never matched wavelengths, which I mean, it is what it is. That's why teams do really well, and like other teams like are good.
I feel like that's kind of what's happening with Try and Kame, where you get Try will be going off one match and Kame struggling a little bit. Kane's playing awesome, Try struggling a little bit. It's like when you put it together for this like 21-point stretch, you were awesome. Yeah. But they haven't.
Yeah, it's just that like
they haven't put it together.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's all that happened, and then with Cody and I mean, I actually had to apologize to him one turn. Like the amount of abuse I've been handing out on him is insane. But then he doesn't think I can play defense either, so I think that's maybe like there's a couple of plays I have footage of him, like you know when you land and you're like, oh, we lost that point. And you're like, oh my god, he got the ball. There's a couple of plays, and there was one where he like straight up swore at me as I dived. He's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, like I dig some. So yeah, and then in Laguna he straight up speared me on one of the plays. Like I think it was, did Bill go jumbo me for like the 5th time in the game? And my perfect defensive play on a jumbo, big brain, is run away so you can't get jumboed because I can't stop him. So just leg it. But this time I was like, I'm going to try. And so I like lay backwards, I slap it up, and I'm like looking up. I don't know where the court is. I don't know where the ball is, and I don't know where Cody is.
Put this up on his, yeah.
And then Cody just straight up nails me. And we're both like lying there being like, you good? Like, I'm good. Yeah. Like he's like, what? Just get out of the way next time. I'm like, sorry, man. Just block it next time.
Block a jumbo.
Well, yeah, because I'm not defending it. I proved it like 5 times. I'm like, I'm never defending this. Block it. So,
where do you get this sense of humor from? Is this a hereditary thing? Like, are your parents comedians?
I don't know.
I met your dad.
Yeah, was he funny?
Great accent. I laughed at
well,
his
you
accent.
couldn't understand him.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So he's pretty funny. And my mum, well, I thought my mum was scary growing up. So she's a teacher, high school teacher. And
so she's gotta be scary.
I thought she was crazy scary. I don't know where I get it from. I mean, maybe just every Scottish person is just like this, but there's not very many of them in the beach volleyball community.
No.
Or just realizing I'm not very good, and so I just hide behind my my humor.
Yeah.
That'll be it. That one. Just hide. Like, Sean, if you're not quick in defense, quick of wit. That's what it will be.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
So the PGA Tour does it's called the PIP. It's a player impact program. And I don't know how they do it, but they have a metric based on how big your reach is on social media and engagement, new followers, and how much attention you brought to the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
If the AVP did that, you would be number one. I feel like that's the next addition I need to add to the Volleyball Mag Awards is the player impact program, and that's you would clean up.
I'm a social media guy, not a volleyball guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah, I'm more Instagram and less volleyball. I think that's fair.
You're an influencer.
Yeah, I definitely did more work on Instagram than I did on the volleyball court.
Why'd you get started on that? Because you've taken it, like every beach volleyball player like has a social media, but so many people are like, hey, we're going to Atlanta, watch us at, blah, 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 which is fine. But you are not falling into the cliched social media beach volleyball player.
I think it was kind of like I don't know what I was doing. And well, I mean, the McKibbins is like kind of, like they posted a bunch of stuff, and I was like watching, I was like, it's cool, like stuff. And then a lot of people like just talk about like content as like anything almost. I mean, I can't do that because my day is pretty like, it's the same every day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be boring. But I was just like, if I'm going to do volleyball, then I need to like figure out other avenues, and maybe social media is one of them. So like, try and get after it and try and do it. And then this year I worked with like Chad Mercado, Chatty Daddy. I can't say his full handle. It's horrible. And then Josh Nakoba, and then Holly. I can't remember her last name. I feel bad. But Josh recommended her. And so she did Laguna, Josh did Manhattan, and Chad drove to everything else.
Unbelievable.
But
that he drives.
But it's
from Florida.
Well, he got the bus as well, which is even worse. But Chad and I were talking about stuff, and like he was getting some like really good footage and like funny, like not just like the generic like, here's a highlight. So he got all the other parts, and I was like, this is good, like a little behind the scenes, a little volleyball. And I was just like, I need to try and tap into this because it's just another part. Like, I'm not good enough to be making that much money there, so why not see if there's other avenues?
Yeah. And how's that worked out?
Horribly.
Yeah,
I've not made. Well, I have my sponsors. I have Side Out.
Yeah, they're making a comeback, huh?
Yeah, we've been great this year, and they've been really good this year. I said at the start of the year, without them, like it was right before Virginia.
Yeah.
I was like looking at my bank account, and I was like, I don't know if I can actually do this one.
Right.
And if I can't do this one, the year's pretty much gubbed.
Yeah, because if you don't do Virginia,
it's just that like I can't, and I don't have enough points, and then this kind of, and so I was like, and then they came in, and then like the agreement stuff, and then I was like, all right, like we can go, I can do this. They've been amazing this year. They've been really good. So yeah, thanks to them. They've been really good. And then I'm speaking to like another sponsor for next year that could be like really, really helpful, which would be awesome. And aside from that, I get like offers of some free stuff, but like, like the Stamina Pro tape, like the KT tape stuff.
Are you, well, I guess if you're going to be sponsored by them, then yeah, you believe in them. But every time I've worn it, I've been like, I don't know.
I put it on my back quite a bit, like, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe like even if it's just a placebo, like a placebo effect, even if it's
placebo doesn't matter. If it works, it works.
Yeah. So and then I've been putting it on my shoulder a little bit because they have like the tiny little patches of like front and back. I don't know. Even if it's in my head, I think they're yeah. I'll keep putting them on. But they're just I don't have an agreement with them or anything. They just sent me some stuff, and I was like, I'll try them out. Like, why wouldn't I try them out?
Right.
And then, I got like a box of true fruit, like the frozen fruit covered in chocolate.
It sounds awesome.
They reached out to me, and I was like,
I'm on board.
I'm like, cool. I'm gonna get like a little bag of like fruit covered in chocolate. I'm like, sick. And then he sent me like a massive box, and my freezer's just stuffed.
That's awesome.
And so it's like eating candy. And again, I was like, hey, like, do I need to do, like, what do you want back from me? And they're like, no, just, you know. I was like, all right, cool. And then I enjoyed them, so I was like, I posted a little bit about them.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like now it's kind of like trying to find a balance of like it being fun and it being like consistency and a little bit of growth and stuff.
Because you've built a great brand. I think you're one of the few players with a really nice, fun brand in the sport.
What's that? An idiot that plays beach volleyball?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it's great.
Beach volleyball.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
The mullet and the mustache.
Yeah, the mullet, which, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how stoked Courtney is on the mustache or the mullet, but
You've kept him around, though. And you're still married.
Well, because I seen pictures of me in my last year indoors, and I didn't have a mustache. I was just like, that's what I looked like. And she married me. I'm gonna keep it because I look like a 12-year-old. It's horrible. So yeah, they stuck around. Yeah.
Well, what are your plans and goals with beach volleyball?
Just keep trying to do gooder every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to transfer to the U.S.?
Yeah. So my citizenship stuff is currently being processed.
Okay.
And that's like, that'll just take however long it takes.
Yeah.
I think it said 7 months, but a lot of them have been getting processed a bit quicker.
Okay.
And then
that's exciting. So you could play as early as next year.
No, and then so I need to do the thing with FIVB, and then I have to set up for 2 years. But I had been talking to like the legal side to see, because the parity between indoors and beach just kind of isn't there. Like
right.
I'm lucky because I'm in the US where the AVP is,
right,
and like you can kind of like survive.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were to transfer it to like some other nation, like you're going to struggle to have another national tour that's as strong as.
Right.
Whereas like if indoor, like you can still go play for a club, you can make money, and then you can wait your 2 years before you play for another net. So I'm trying to see if there's like, not just for me, but for like other athletes that are trying to do it too, if there's a way to create a easier funnel, a fair funnel, not just like I want to skip my 2 years,
right,
but like a fair like.
But you've already skipped your.
Yeah, I have, but like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's part of it. Like if you were to move somewhere and you were like, I'm not going to do it for a while, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So
yeah,
I'll wait and see. I'm just kind of continue trying to trudge my way up in the US and then see what that allows me to do in the World Tour.
Yeah, because I think the way you've done it so far, like last time we had you on, you were saying I'm playing sort of the long game. Like I'm not just trying to get into a main draw with anyone. Like I'm trying to win events with Logan.
Yeah,
and you did. Trying to build my points up, and you did. And then I'm trying to get in the main draws, which you are. So it worked out.
Yeah.
And so like the next step, I think you've made yourself a very eligible defensive bachelor.
Yeah, I think I'm in a weird spot now. Is like I'm right on that. Like like you're always trying to reach up the list, and I think now if I try and reach up, like I think there's a good chance I lose Cody because he's into the 4,000s club. He can block, he can defend as well. Like there's a chance he could move on because he wants to play World Tour.
Right.
And so like if I'm trying to reach up, everyone else ahead of me is looking at World Tour as well as the avenue. So then it's like trying to figure out like what the route looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get eligible relatively soon.
Yeah, here's hoping. But I'll wait and see, because it's just I knew it was going to come a time like I was kind of going to be in this holding pattern, but like I spoke about like as if I didn't reach these indicators, then I was going to have to be like, all right, like what's the point?
Yeah.
In going, but now it's like getting close to being like, I think I'm almost at the place where I'm like, yeah, it makes sense to now try and play World Tour.
Yeah.
Not quite there, I don't think, but yeah, kind of getting there.
I mean, your game translates so well to the World Tour because it's so physical, and you beat the snot out of the ball.
Well, yeah, that's because I can't place a ball.
You don't need to if you hit it that hard.
Exactly. off season stuff, just upper body and praying to the hitting gods now instead of the passing gods. Yeah, I think that's that, but that stems from like I started with GB stuff, and our coaching philosophy came from like the Australian Matt Grinlobs was like the head coach, and that kind of philosophy filtered down to the junior stuff, which was like all about hitting. I played indoors, hitting, and so yeah, I just continued not being able to place a ball.
Yeah. I'm the exact opposite. Whereas like when I started playing, I was so bad that no one would play with me, so I just hit shots by myself. I just tossed it and hit shots. So all I did was hit shots, and still all I do is really hit shots.
What? No, that's not true. I've been six-packed by you, I'm pretty sure.
It's because you're expecting shot.
Yeah. You're like,
so my change-ups can six-pack people.
Yeah, that is true. Because that was Virginia Beach. We had an absolute battle.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Which, like, that match was funny because I told JD, I was like, this doesn't matter. This match, if we win, it'd be cool. But if we lose, we're going to start in the same spot. We ended up starting in a better spot.
Yeah.
Because we lost. So I was like, let's try shit. Let's work. Like, we haven't played together in 2 years.
Yeah.
So let's just work on stuff. And it was a really fun match.
And it worked out.
And we lost, and he was all upset. And I was like, dude, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the way they do those ones, I don't know. Like, I spoke to John about it, and I was like, why are we getting reseeded off of point quotients? Because he was like, well, it matters on your performance in that tournament. And I was like, but at the end of it, when there's trickle-down bids, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It goes back to, like, the initial ranking. So, like, it feels like you're making it tougher for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're the first seed, you can kind of only go down.
Yeah.
Or like, let's say the first four, really, you can only go down.
Right.
So what's the point? And it's just like, well, and I'm like, all right, well.
Well, anytime you're running a 24-team draw, no matter what the format is, you're making it harder on yourself. Because if you're running a 24-team double elimination, you have the problem of if you're in a pigtail, you win your first, lose your second, you might as well have just lost your first.
Yeah.
You're back in the same spot.
Yeah.
And if you're doing modified pool, if you win your first, the second doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's for seeding, but seeding doesn't matter.
Because that was the same with Logan. He lost his first, and then his finals.
Yeah.
Because of the way it all got set up. And I mean, I can't remember what their route was. I think because there was one team that played like the same two teams in the next two rounds or something.
I think so, yeah.
Like, they got out of their pool, they had the bye, and then they played a team that had been in their pool, and the next round was another team that had been in their pool. Which is wild.
It's weird. I think the only and I know that, I mean, the problem is, because I talked to John King about it, and he was like, well, here are the options. You can run a 24-team tournament where modified pool doesn't really make sense, double elimination doesn't really make sense, or you can run a 16-team tournament where it does make a lot of sense, but now you have 8 teams less in the main draw. So what's the trade-off?
Yeah.
So you have to trade off somewhere. And I don't know what the right
less teams. I got good points. Less teams. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
so
like,
it's hard.
I was talking to someone, they're like, but like you like man, I was like, nah, I'd rather every team just forfeits. And then I win, and then that's fine by me.
Yeah.
Free money. I'll do that. So I was like, no, I want to play. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's what I was talking with Trevor after they won their second Manhattan. I think, or maybe it was Trevor's third? Second. And because the second one was kind of, the one where they beat Kame and Theo, I think. It was like 16 and 14 or something. It was a bit of a blowout. He's like, yeah, I mean, the tight ones, you want to win the tight ones. They're way more fun. I was like, come on. You want to blow out for the Manhattan title anytime you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. 21-0, 21-0. Oh, yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Put me on the
perfect.
pier, baby.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. But clearly, you have a great sense of humor, I think.
Thank you.
You right up my alley. You're one of the few people where I scroll on Instagram and I'm like, I'm glad he put something up because it makes me laugh every time. But you take volleyball serious. It's your career. It's how you provide for your family.
Yep.
How do you balance the entertainment versus taking a tournament serious? Because you'll be out there, you're playing in tassels, playing in Santa outfits.
Yeah.
But You took a third when you were playing in tassels in Denver. You took a fifth when you were playing in elf outfits in Santa, whatever, in Central Florida. How do you strike that balance?
Kyle's mom, Gail, she still has one of those, and Kyle reckons she's not washed it.
I love Miss Gail.
Oh, she's the best. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to one of the girls that we coach at MB today, and I was like, she's I hope she doesn't mind me saying, I'm not going to name her name, but she's like a goofball, like off the court, and like I know I'm an idiot off court, but like it's almost like as soon as it starts, like it's go time, like as soon as that whistle's blown, it's go time. Like you need to let go, and then as soon as the point's done, there's nothing you can do about it. It's over. So you can just return to being like an idiot. Yeah. So it's like, and I think that's for me. That's being able, like the way that I'm able to like kind of be so intense in those moments. Like yeah, I'm wearing tassels, but like as soon as the whistle blows, like I've forgotten I'm wearing tassels, and then oh yeah, I'm wearing tassels, hilarious, haha, and then I'm back on.
Yeah, and you have the mental sort of quickness to go back, flip back and forth. You can refine that focus.
I don't think it's even like, because I've done it for so long, it's not like I need to switch on.
Right.
Like sometimes I'll like over rev, and that's the tougher one for me to like step back from. Like I'm like too either way, and then it's kind of tough to find that balance. But I think it's just been such a habit, like from indoor and from playing beach now for so long, like being able to like when it's time. And I actually Cody's kind of scary good at it too.
Yeah,
I think that's probably like, I mean, he has an indoor background as well, but like we were getting ready for one of the games, and then he's like shouting at me, and he's like, go, like, and I'm like, dude, like where, like you're so laid back, like where's it? And he's just like,
yeah.
And so I think it's just, I don't think it's anything to do with like my mental capabilities being like good. I think it's just like a habit that's been developed. Yeah. Like you think about like, I mean, like, people are always using animals in the wild as like their thing, but like you see them chilling, but then they also have the other side of them. It's like something to try and tap into.
Yeah, Cody, he made me laugh. I loved playing with him. Very short, small sample size, but we played in Cape Town in the Elite.
Yeah.
And so we were both XL jerseys, and so we just picked whatever. So, but I picked up Cody's jersey. He picked up mine.
Nice.
And so the MC it was calling me Cody, and in the stats they were calling me Cody, and I get served every ball, pretty much all three sets. But at the technical timeout of the second set, we were up pretty good. Like we were in control, probably going to go to 3. And Cody goes, "Man, I am siding out good today." I was laughing so hard, but then as soon as we're on the court, super intense.
Yeah, it's like because our warm-ups have been so bad. Like we don't see each other. I'm like, where's Cody, man? And then like all of a sudden he's halfway through his routine and he's like ready for a ball, like, and then it's like it's locked in. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
he was good this year.
Have you ever had to talk with your partners about, because some guys, like I'm imagining you playing with like Bill Kalinske, for example, where he likes to come in after.
I played with Bill.
Where'd you play with Bill?
Seaside. I played with him in Seaside. Yeah. Yeah. No. Like he wanted to talk, and I'm like, I can do that, because again, that's the point's over.
Right.
So now it's like if we're a team, like this is what we need, then yeah, totally fine with that. And then it's like, all right, whistled back in.
So, but you didn't feel restrained to go, run around and.
No, I don't. No, not really, because like a lot of the time, I think most of the time I'll celebrate with my guy first, and then do all the other stuff.
Got it.
Apart from, I did chase Bill around the court at Laguna trying to high five him, and we played each other in Denver with Logan, and afterwards, like we were like, because we're fine, like it's
right,
like it's just a show, but like. In Laguna, like he's going, and I'm like, and every time you change sides, I'll start going one way, And I did it to Andy in Chicago. Was it Chicago or did we play them before that? And he was like, I almost didn't crack, but I managed to make him crack. And I'm like, yeah, great game. And like, play check as well. He's like, and then eventually he's like, he cracks a smile and he high fives me. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little point for me. But Bill remains solid. He is.
Yes.
I chase him around and I'm like to the crowd, I'm like, oh, moo. But it's just part of the game.
I love that, dude. You're Imagine Chicago against Andy and Miles when you ran around the court and did the pickleball thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I was laughing.
Yeah.
Just like I am now.
I was like, I gotta get this one in.
Oh my gosh! And then Cody's reaction, just like.
I didn't see his reaction until like I seen it back on footage, and he's just like, yes. I was like, yeah.
You guys, you're like the match made in heaven.
Yeah, like I'll say like at one of the games I was like, yo man, like, did I say anything in that game like I shouldn't have to you? Because like at one point like I went up and I blocked and I was like, you bitch, and like to him because he's standing in the wrong place as a defender, and I know as a defender I always go to the wrong place, and he was like, nah, we're good, and I'm like, perfect, good. But yeah.
You guys are great.
Just like a couple of idiots that like, yeah, as soon as it's on.
Who are just really good at volleyball.
Cody is, yeah. Cody's really good at volleyball. I'm good at it. Yeah.
Well, where are your points standing right now? You got to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think I'm like maybe 19th or 20th. 3-8 or 3-9.
That's solid. Hopefully the AVP has conflicts with Elite 16s and challenges next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, try and punch me up a little bit. Yeah. I mean, this was the first year like really doing it. Like I didn't actually understand like how valuable the gold ones were.
Yeah, jeez.
Which it's like insane how valuable those ones are.
Dude, missing. I've still never qualified for Atlanta and never qualified for Chicago, and then Manhattan. Me and Jake got like a 17th, maybe. It was like, that's an opportunity missed.
Yeah, well, I mean, Manhattan is like the one actually you probably shouldn't worry about. Like, even it is the biggest one and like one of the better ones. You're kind of like, if you're like looking at your points like purely from points, you're like, that one's a tough one to get good points in.
It is.
I've never made it to Atlanta either, and then this was my first Chicago, and we had game point against the Taylors.
I was watching that on the beach. We stopped practice to watch that.
We had it, and then Taylor was like, you know what? I'm going to bank some rippers. And I was like...
Oh, speaking of that, actually, Sanders' post-match reaction was one of the funniest I've ever seen. The double bird.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it was to me. Was it?
I don't know. It was hard to tell if it was at a fan, because Sander chirps with fans.
Yeah, so it was... So he serves, and it bangs the tape. I lean in, and I'm like, well, game over. And it like lands, right. And he lands double bird and slaps his stomach, and I'm like, whoa, like, yeah, I know I'm fat, but like, let's leave it. And like, that's a little much. And then we shake hands, and I'm like, yo, dude, are we like at the net? I'm like, we good? And he's like, yeah, we're good. And it was a fan had been saying stuff.
Got it.
And then Josh Glazebrook comes over and asks, he's like, dude, I've had 5 people say like Taylor Sanders, like he's going off on you. And I was like, I think we're good. And he's like, nah, dude. And then so I went back to the tent and he's in getting treatment. And I'm like, yo, Taylor, are we good? Like, this wasn't at me, was it?
Yeah.
He's like, nah. And I was like, right. And I'm like, I'm still like, now it gets brought up. And I'm like, I thought we were good. I think we're good. I guess we're good.
Yeah. Because he, in Manhattan against Logan and Hagen were up, I want to say 2018. And someone had been chirping at Sander. Sander did the same thing he did to you guys. Just boom, 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 boom.
Well,
he rips.
We played him in Manhattan as well, and he served an ace to win the game.
Okay.
But Cody and I went nuts.
Yeah.
And they called it out, and it was so in. And we go nuts. The ref didn't get down to look at it, and it would be the only time we would have looked at a line that one, and we're like, yeah, going like just crazy, like yeah. And he's like, your point, and we're like, perfect, great. Like that was probably the second one of the season where we cheered so hard we got the point.
That's awesome.
And they didn't like the other one was in Wapaka.
Okay. So
maybe we cheered our way to success in Wapaka, but the ball was in by a foot off the base, in by a foot off the sideline. We go nuts. Like we're going like Cody got aced like so bad, and I just turned to him and like, yeah, we won the set. And then they're like, can you get down and look at it? She comes down to look at it. I can't remember which ref it was, but she comes down to look at it. there's no ball mark because it's not near the line. And it's nowhere near the line. And she's like looking at it, and we're like, there's no ball mark there. And we get it, and we're like, perfect.
Amazing.
It was so far in. It was so far in. And we're like looking at one another like, did we do it? We did it. We conned them. Yes, let's go.
That's so funny.
But yeah, he did it there, and yeah, he just ripped some serves.
But yeah, so fans, if you're rooting against Sander, cheer him on. Don't talk crap to him.
No, don't.
You're gonna bring out Sander like beast mode.
Yeah, we were like on serve receive. We were like, I kind of was like, I think I said to Cody, I was like, do I get in the way and look bad, or do I like let him ace me and look bad, or do I try and get out of the way and look bad? Because it's going to pepper me. Like, I can't get out of the way quick enough.
Right.
I get in the way, it's a bad pass, or he's going to ace me. Which one do we go for? And I was like, if I get in the way, like, I'm kind of trying to take a little control.
Right.
Didn't work.
I had the same thing in the Manhattan qualifier 2 years ago. Duncan Budinger hit this scud missile that clipped just the top of the tape and just ping.
Yeah.
It was this way, and I'm leaning for it, and it just pings right in my shoulder, and then it hits my shoulder, takes my hat off, and I was like,
tough.
Jam, you're gonna set that? No.
Jam's like, no. Duncan's got a heavy.
Oh, dude, he's really
heavy
good.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was training against him like that was like way back when I was like driving down from Santa Barbara. We trained with him in the morning. I was like, this guy's like his shoulders like just heavy. You get in the way of the ball and you're like,
just like it catches you fast, and you expect it to drop. I get hit like here all the time on
just,
Duncan.
just
like,
in the meat,
nice and high. Yeah.
Oh, another shank, perfect. Yeah.
Are you still training right now?
I'm gonna do like 4.5 hours of ball a week, and then I'm in the gym 4 times a week.
Okay.
But I was gonna take a month off of like really hard, like getting after it. Well, not really hard, but like I was gonna take a month.
Yeah.
And then I took a week after Chicago. My knee started hurting, my shoulder started hurting, and I was like, I have to lift to get myself into shape so I can do my heavy stuff. So
makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But it's nice. Our coach has given us a nice little split in the gym, so we're doing upper and lower splits now, which is kind of nice. So we get to like focus. It's like, I don't know, a little reinvigorating, go in and just get like,
It's nice to just like feel like you're lifting heavy stuff. You're like, all right,
yeah.
This is nice again.
Although I did go in and I have front squat. So like normally in off season and preseason I'll do front squat. In season I'll do back.
Yeah.
And I can't walk still, and my quads like cramped up in the first set. I have 3 sets of 8, and I was like, here we go, let's do this. And first set I'm like cramping up, and I was lifting in 24-hour fitness, so in front of people for the first time in a while. I was like, I can't take weight off because people are watching. I can't leave the rack because people are watching, and if anybody was watching, they know that was a set of 8. I'm in this for the long haul. And so like I'm getting to the bottom, and I'm like, cramp. I'm up. Okay. No. Just everything's cramping. And so yeah, going to the gym around people has been good.
No more garage lifting?
I'm still gonna go. I feel like Aaron and Chelsea have been really nice, and I feel a little bad sometimes, like, because I'm like, hey, can I come lift again? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, because if I do anything where I drop the bar, I didn't notice, but the dogs in the house will run to whoever's there and hide under the desk with them.
Okay.
And so like I feel kind of bad like going in all the time, and because their setup's amazing.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need a lift at the garden, we got you.
Yeah, perfect. And then I can just like set up. I mean, it was nice in it's not that nice, but it's all right at 24-hour fitness.
Yeah, it's
because they have 2 good racks.
Yeah.
And then the other people are there, like if you're like a little not so confident in yourself around people watching you, you're like, I'm gonna load this up a little more, just pretend that I know what I'm doing. So that's
The tough part is when it's crowded.
It's
24. You can't do circuits and stuff.
It's a nightmare. I'm just there so I can play pickup against Jake Urrutia at some point. That's how he does his conditioning.
You guys, I love your relationship. It's so funny.
Oh, it's so weird.
When we played you guys in the semifinals, he's like, dude, Sean doesn't think I'm good. He keeps making fun of me for winning a medal at the King.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, Jake, to make fun of him for something, like, just give it back to him. It's fun banter.
The thing is, I'm not even taking. I am, but it's like it's a weird thing. Like, right, like if you won an international gold medal, like let's say he went and won an Elite 16.
Yeah.
As soon as I see him, I'd be like, yo, this guy won an Elite 16. And how can you see that as like? I'd be like, yeah, I did. I won.
Yeah.
I don't. So he thinks it's. Dude, that guy drunken phones me now. He phoned me from Ibiza.
I remember that.
And he phoned me pre-Manhattan.
The pre-Manhattan was what I remember.
Yeah, he phoned me. He's like, dude, if we play, I'm gonna beat you so bad. You're like, you don't stand a chance. And I'm like, mate, I just put my baby down. Like, I want to go to sleep. He's like, oh, dude. And so he kept going, and I feel bad for him. You know, he doesn't have very many friends. So I'm like, yeah, mate, yeah. And so, yeah, he told me he was going to beat me so bad in Manhattan. And then it actually came up on, was it Saturday? We played each other. First game on Saturday.
2-3?
Yeah, he almost beat us. Yeah, he
never let you hear the end of that.
Oh no, well, Cody was kind of the one that dragged us out of that, and I was like, I was in my head, I was like, I'm gonna lose, I can't do this. He's gonna. But yeah, so he, but now he asked me all the time, like he's like, hey, what should I like night before, like what should I do for lift? What should I do for this? How should I play this team? And then I was like, I messaged him because he got a new strength coach. I think is it the same as your guy?
I think Nathan, yeah.
I was like, so I messaged him being like, hey man, what should I do the day before? Hey, what should I do against this team? He's like, oh, leave me alone, blah, blah. I'm like, you're always asking me. Reciprocate. So yeah, he was in Mallorca at the was it a Challenger or Futures? He was at the Futures, but
that Futures is about as strong as almost all the Challengers moving forward. That Futures was stacked because everyone wants to play that one.
Yeah, well, it's in Europe, in like a pretty solid place for like a lot of teams to go train as well. So like make a training camp out of it. And he phoned me again, drunk.
So funny.
This one, well, actually, he butt dialed me for initially, so I got to hear him and Wyatt just chatting. Nothing good came of it. They were just chatting, and then he phoned me back, and honestly, I can't even remember what he was telling me. That was it.
He probably can't either.
He was trying to pitch Pottstown to me because I stole his partner because he won Pottstown with Cody.
Right.
He's like, dude, you stole my partner, and I'm like, sure, man. He just said you weren't very good, so he came and played with me. And then he's like, we should play Pottstown. And I'm like, I'd rather play with Wyatt because like Wyatt's there.
Right.
And then Wyatt messaged me being like, yo, man, I heard you want to play Pottstown. I'm like, I don't think I'll play Pottstown. But
Wyatt will be a good grass player.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, actually, Cody's probably going to pick him up then. So there we go. Another person to add to the list of getting beaten out by. But yeah.
Jake's so funny. He had a great year. I loved playing with him too. He was a riot.
I really like Jake. I think he like does like the back and forth pretty well. It's kind of good. Yeah. Because that game, he started like chirping, and I was like, this is gonna be a fun one. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we played him in the finals of Laguna as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Him and Caleb were good together.
Yeah, they were good. Like Caleb's got a strong back, so can really carry him.
I can't wait to send these clips to Jake.
He just dosh. Yeah, he I think like the Caleb serves like
it's so unique,
such a beast. And then when Jake gets on his serve, it's really nice. And then they were really smooth together. The first set we came out really hot though, like Cody and I were on. Then the second set was 23-21, and it was getting to the end of the set, and we got real ballsy. We called a play we hadn't called, like a defensive play that we hadn't called like the whole tournament. I don't think we've ever called it in tournament. Yeah. And we're like, let's do it. All right, so we run it, plays out just perfect. Like Jake comes in, rattles one down the line, and I'm just there, just like, oh damn, like, perfect. And then we came in, I got the kill, and then the next one is we serve in.
Oh, so you earned 2 in a row.
Yeah, we serve in. I can't remember who sides out. They come inside out. I make a dig. We get it over. It's kind of like a scramble play. Jake comes in, and obviously, like, you know, he's wearing like the hat camera, you know, all that. He's silver medalist from a Norsega. And he comes in, and I think he's like in his head, he's like, I just want to beat Sean so bad. And then he just gets underneath it, and it's just out, just a little bit out of the back. And I'm just like, oh, let's go. So, but yeah, no, they were good. I don't know if they'll keep going, but yeah, they were solid.
Yeah, so you've won what? I mean, you won 2 tour series. Then before that, you won Panama City. Was that the only one you and Logie won? Or did you win a couple others?
Oh, we won Laguna as well together.
Oh, really? So you won Laguna, but then Leela and Andy won Laguna.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Damn, 2 Lagunas. That's a good one to win.
I know. That was like, yeah, we went back to it. And I mean, they're always like tough Laguna because it's like there's all these like new permutations of teams, and you kind of never really know how it's going to pan out. But that first Laguna, we beat Andy and Billy, and that was like kind of like the first big one, like into Panama and then into the flow.
Yeah.
And then this one, we beat Bill and DJ. They were so good. Like DJ was banging out some sky balls, just like uber consistent team.
Who played on the right?
DJ.
And
then we played Lev and Dylan Merrick.
Okay.
And like both our strategy in those games was like try and not let DJ touch the ball and try and not let Dylan touch the ball. And we're like, yep. And they almost touched it too many times, but yeah, so it was good. And then I mean, we had we played Taylor and Ford as well in our pool.
Yeah.
And it started getting a little windy, and I'd seen Ford play like the week before, the high school stuff, and I was like, this could go south.
So he's solid, huh?
Yeah, he's good. Like
he's real young too, right?
Real young, but he's like kind of moves a little like Taylor, like has that like
that's a good compliment.
Like it looks lazy, but it's like it's more just like efficient. Like he's there, and then you're losing a point.
Yeah.
So he was good, and then it's just like kind of grinding out that like high school out of him, and then he's gonna be good.
Yeah. So he's what, senior? You know?
I don't know. I guess he was playing varsity, so he could be anything.
Got it. His last name's Harmon?
Yeah, Harmon.
Okay.
So they were good.
That'd be a kid to look out for then.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody steals him and go indoors so he doesn't come play beach and steal somebody's job. One less guy. Go play indoors.
Yeah. Do the overseas route.
Yeah, you love it over there. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a good one. Yeah.
It was a good year for you. It's fun. It was fun to watch.
It was a good year. Fun year. Yeah, hopefully next year. I mean, I think it's going to be tough to compare year to year now. Like I felt like I was in the up. I kind of like look at everything so far that I've done in my career is like 3 years, and this is kind of like the high end, like the last, like the peaking year of the 3, and so now it's back to the bottom of the 3 years for me. Like, because it's like, you know, you look at everything like, okay, there's like this part and then this part and then this part. So now, like with my points where I am, kind of like on the higher end of a group, but now on the bottom side of another group, like all the World Tour guys. So now I'm like the worst again.
Yeah. It's a good place to be though. Because now you got room to grow.
Yeah. And then like kind of reinvigorates my off season. Like now I'm like, all right, like I want to be in the gym. I want to go train. Yeah.
Right on. Where can people follow you?
Just if you can spell my name.
Which is, where does the, because your dad has that extra, like the floating eye. Where do the eyes come from?
You know, because we still write with a quill in Scotland. It's just an ink drop.
Is that?
Nah, no, like, no way. No. I don't know my dad's, but it's Irish Gaelic.
Okay.
Yeah,
And no one is ever going to pronounce your kid's name right.
Well, they will. It's an Irish Gaelic name. Easy. So we were announcing like, oh, Kiva, blah blah blah, and then Tim messaged us being like, oh, congrats on the baby girl. And we're like, no, it's a boy. And he's like, oh, it's a girl's name. And I was like, oh yeah, of course Tim knows. It's an Irish girl's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, of course Tim knows, but
The most worldly
yeah,
guy
and
in
then
the world.
so he's got the double, like, it's tough spelling. It's also a lady's name.
That's so funny.
But
he's a unit.
yeah, but his name's cool because the MH that makes the V sound in his name is like my sister. My sister's called Vary.
Okay.
And then C is Courtney. So
That's cool.
And then it's Irish Gaelic, so it's my side.
Perfect. So your name is spelled Seain.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah, Cook. And then Cook is just absolute bog standard.
And that's on Instagram. You have a YouTube channel.
I have
You
a
still keep that
slowly
alive?
dying YouTube channel.
Slowly dying.
No, I'm trying to grow YouTube a little bit.
We got to get you to 1,000 subscribers. Are you there?
No, I'm on like 730 maybe. It's tough because I fell behind on post and stuff, and then like the vlogs were like a little more work than I was like able to. I have like 3 vlogs that I started.
Yeah.
And then I got to, and I was like, I don't know where I've put half the files.
Dude, I think if you post your Instagram videos as shorts, you get a lot of traction.
I have been doing that. I just don't. I don't know. They just haven't been translated. So, like some of them will just like pop.
Yeah.
And then I had one say like 4 views for like a week.
4.
Yeah. I was like, this has to be a record. Like,
Yeah.
like I posted it. It had no views, and I was like, this is kind of cool. I think it's just getting. I'm still obviously learning, and like Instagram's like home for me right now.
Because Instagram's tough. I talk with Trevor about this a lot. Where like he had a video on Bounce Beach that got like 15 million views. He's like, I didn't get any money from that.
Yeah.
You put that on YouTube, you're at least gonna get something.
Yeah, YouTube's where the money's at.
And I mean, it's not a ton of money, but something.
Yeah.
Instagram's good for sponsors.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think YouTube. I think is the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. I think though for the shorts, it's a little tougher to catch fire.
But some of them, I watch some of the shorts that get like 2 million videos of beach volleyball. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But then like some videos are really good that have like.
It's just like because it's like it's whatever metrics.
Yeah.
Like if you went in and just got like actually I'm pretty sure you could go viral pretty quick. Just go out and actively get hit in the face. get hit in the face, land, double the ball, and then get somebody to jump and volley the ball over, and then be like, "Was this illegal play?" 2 million, 3 million views, easy.
Done. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
All right, that's coming up next.
Yeah.
Seain Cook.
I'm not getting hit in the face again. I got hit once this year. I'm not getting that again.
Was that me?
No. Who was it? It really hurt. It was one of the kids I coach.
Really?
Yeah.
In NBC?
No,
Costa?
at Costa. I like jumped in and I went up to block. I'm the world's worst blocker. Charlie absolutely rinsed me.
Pureburger?
Like, no. Charlie Court, because I got the guys. Court, I think I'm saying his last name right. Anyway, he's a really good beach player.
Yeah.
Comes in, and I just like go big Y block, and I'm like, I got this guy. And just the hat makes the thunk sound, my glasses are off.
Yeah.
And one of the kids is going to be like, he's going to cry. Like, that's all I hear in the back. And I get my glasses on real quick, and I'm like, oh my God. And all the coaches, because there's like 75 kids.
Yeah.
And it's like Jake Urrutia, like Kylie DeBark,
Yeah.
like everyone's there, and they're all just like laughing at me, and I'm just like,
So funny.
yeah. So
I broke 2 of Cody's hats this year because he went real spread.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like the Slunks hats, they have like that button on top.
yeah.
Got him right in the button,
Ooh.
and the hat just like exploded.
Really?
Twice. I was like, dude, I've never done that.
He absolutely mullered Ford in the face as well when we played them. Just a little high school kid.
And Cody's got a big arm like that.
Yeah, I came in,
hurts.
jump set off the shoulder, and he's just like, you just see his like little whippy noodle coming through. And you're like, uh-oh. Just doosh. Broke his glasses, everything. It was a good hit.
I mean,
He took it really well. Like Ford was like, no, I'm good. His glasses are like 3 pieces, and he's like, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, if he's playing with Tay, I mean, he's got to be like a pretty tough kid, I would think.
Yeah, no, he was just like, yep, cool. This is what happens. You're like, all right, man. Nails.
All right, well, on that note, next up will be Sean getting 6-packed as well.
I might be able to make it happen.
Yeah. Sean, good to have you back on, brother.
Thank you for
Good
having
to
me.
have on in the real studio.
It's nice. I like the backlit.
Yeah, dude, Gabby's insane. She's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like that. Yeah, I like that. This is.
Yeah, we don't deserve the pod mama.
Yeah, I mean it is better. I mean it is better than the surfboard.
Yeah, better than the surfboard and the mics. You got the real mics this time.
Yeah, the mics they're a big step up.
These are sweet.
Now we don't have you shouting at us and try not saying anything.
Yeah, next time we'll have try on.
That was you. Like on the other ones, it was like I had them on my car, and he'd be like, Jesus, turn that down. And then try would talk at like a normal human being level, and he'd be like, turn that up, and then you'd come in and you'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
I think was it the one with Nick? I just gave up. I think it was with Nick.
Oh, the when we had everyone in the whiskey.
I can't remember what you were doing.
One of the whiskey ones, like Nick was sitting in a lawn chair next to that, didn't have a mic.
Yeah.
So Nick was like barely getting caught on that mic, and so people would have to like jack it up.
Oh, it was
sitting in that chair, probably me.
I was sitting
super loud.
I was sitting in the car, and I was like, I can't do this.
No, our audio, we've come a long way.
Leaps and bounds. Well, now that you got competition, with Nuss and Cloth, you're like,
yeah. Well, they have a great name.
Their name is good.
Just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. She I messaged Nuss about her Coke habit. That sounds worse than because you know how she like drinks Coke.
Yeah.
And now I'm just using that like as my I'm gonna drink a Coke. Some really good players do this.
It blows my mind. And like she's not the only one. Like a fair amount of people do that.
Well, it's just like drinking like an energy drink, right? Like, but if you have a lower tolerance for I don't know. I mean, she does Coke Zero, but I just do like the full whack sugar.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, here we go.
Well, in middle of the game, I mean, you're just melting through that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're burning those calories so fast.
I mean, I was eating Mike and Ike's and I'm drinking a Monster mid-game. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's carbohydrates and it's caffeine.
And boom.
Let's go. And I can only see stars.
Next podcast, we should just do that. Just Monsters and Mike and Ike's and just see what happens.
That'd be horrible.
Get Jake Urrutia on here as well.
Yeah, he'd be like, is there any alcohol in this?
We can make that happen too, Jakey.
I think he's got a low tolerance, yeah.
Jake, I'm sending this whole podcast to you.
It's just been laying into him.
Shoots.